Hello you beautiful people out there, what is going on? This is your friend Brady coming at you fast with a little discussion video talking about the real reason why I believe Paragon died. I came up with this idea because, well, I've been doing a lot of talking with the community members as of late in anticipation for Core and Predecessor, talking about the things that went wrong in Paragon. Specifically, I really thought of this topic after being on For the Minions, Mongoose's podcast, which I'll link actually in the description below. It's a really interesting conversation about some Core news and my opinions on every 3 weeks when it came to Paragon, and it really made me think, what was the real root issue in Paragon? And I came up with 5 reasons as to why I believe not having a ranked mode was the biggest issue that led to all the other issues during Paragon's demise. So please just humor me, listen to this video, take everything I say seriously, try and understand it, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So the first reason why I think not having ranked mode in Paragon was the root issue at everything is because you didn't have 2 separate playlists and you couldn't separate the sweaty tryhards from the casuals, and this created a very toxic environment. Just think about it. Alright, you have people that are trying really hard. There's 5-man teams. Let's say 2 out of the 5 people on this team want to try really hard to win, while the other 3 are kind of just chilling. They're goofing around. They want to play new heroes that they never get to play. They want to try new builds that they never get to try. They want to jungle Narbash or something crazy like that a competitive player would laugh at, but they're just trying to have fun. They work a lot during the week. Maybe they have 60 hours of work hours every week, and they want to come home and they just want to relax, man. That's all they want to do. Well, they're just gonna have some fun. Tryhards, they don't care about that. They're going for the win. That's where they have fun. So you have these conflicting interests in the one same environment. So tryhards get frustrated that their team sucks and then yell at all the casuals. Then the casuals get upset that they're yelled by all the sweaties. So this turns off the competitive player base entirely when they're trying to, show off to all their friends how high their elo is, and they can't do that if they're trying to solo queue, and then that means they have to go and queue up in 5 stacks, which then makes it harder for everyone else in a generalized casual environment without a ranked mode. Reason number 2 is that this toxic environment made it really hard for new players to keep playing, especially those that didn't have friends that were in higher elo or friends that had played the game before and could kind of teach them a little bit. This was a really big problem, and one of the biggest problems in Paragon that was specifically mentioned by Epic was the lower player base, the lower number of people playing, and the low player retention. People would play the game for a couple days and then never play it again. Why? Well, there's a couple reasons to that, and one of them is this toxic environment that's generated by what I just said. That is a really big issue and really big reason as to why there was low player retention. A third reason that is very similar to this one is that Smurfs were more prevalent because of this. If you were higher up in Diamond or Masters, you basically couldn't play 80%, 90% of the heroes. There was only just about 1 or 2 heroes in each role that were quote-unquote meta, and that you would play only them if you wanted to win. Other than that, it was really hard to win because other heroes were either not as broken or just at a disadvantage, comparatively speaking. And so those players, when they wanted to play around and try new builds or play heroes that they normally don't play to practice and get better with them, but they didn't want to lose their MMR, their internal elo, well, then those people would make Smurfs to try and play those heroes on other accounts, and Smurfs obviously were a big turnoff to new players because these new players are trying to learn the game, while otherwise you have Diamond MMR, Platinum MMR, even some Gold players would just make Smurfs to shit on some Bronzes and Silvers, and that really turned off a lot of new people, and it became a really big problem. If you have a ranked mode then and a casual mode, then these really hardcore people who care about their rank will still have their rank in the ranked mode, but they'll be able to play the casual playlist without worries about losing and dropping in rank, so they wouldn't have to make Smurfs in the first place. This way, it would reduce the amount of Smurfs, and it would quell that problem just a little bit more. Number 4, and this one is a really big one, but actually let's leave the best for last because I want to talk about this one for a minute, so I'm going to go to number 5 real quick, is that there was no tangible thing to grind for these hardcore players, and eventually things just seemed monotonous. You didn't have a physical icon to show what rank you were in. The best thing you had was Agora.gg, but that wasn't good enough. You didn't have any customization items gifted to you for being higher elo than someone else, so there wasn't really anything cool to grind for in that case, and it just made the game a little bit more boring over time when all you did was the same thing over and over again, grinding for this imaginary number that people couldn't see unless they went to a third-party website. Having something more physical and concrete would keep people playing for longer, especially when you would do crazy shit like switching from Legacy to Monolith or from switching item systems. Now let's go back to that number 4 because this one is a big one and really should have been saved for last. There was no platform for top players and no motivation to listen to them for feedback. What I mean by this is that in a ranked mode you have the best of the best, or so to speak, competing in this one playlist. It's very concentrated. All the data that you get from this playlist can be used in feedback for Epic through their numbers and algorithms. And because it's in such a concentrated playlist, you would technically get the best possible feedback because this is how the game should be played at the highest possible level. You can then use this feedback to change and fix the game top down and incorporate new changes that would actually be beneficial, like maybe adding towers that don't hit like wet noodles, or maybe not incorporating an entirely different item system that is more noob friendly, which in reality really wasn't that noob friendly if you just listen to the higher ups in the community. Epic catered a lot to the casual audience that unfortunately just came for 3 days and then left, while the veteran players and the players that really cared about the game would stick through everything even if they didn't like it, just because they loved the game so much. But if you cater to those players instead and made all these changes that ranked mode could have implemented by keeping the casual players around without this toxic environment, then it could have led to a lot of changes. Maybe that new V42 card system would never get incorporated. Maybe towers would actually do something. Maybe heroes would get balanced once in a while. Who knows? But we would never know because there was no platform for that. There were no solid streamlined statistics for that, and Epic just ended up not even caring about the opinions of these higher up players because, well, quite frankly, they didn't need to. There wasn't any ranked mode, so all they had to do was just cater to the casuals, cater to the people who would come by, stop by, see it on PlayStation Store, and then leave in a week, and that's it, leaving everyone else screwed. So those are 5 reasons why I think not having a ranked mode was so detrimental. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and as always, make sure you have a wonderful day. Peace.